Howdy, my darling Pisces. How you doing today, friend? Let's get into your weekly tarot reading for June 2023 and see what's going down for y'all this week. See what's going on, what's manifesting for you, Pisces. Now, I'm not for long intros, Pisces, but I do just want to let y'all know when it comes to my general tarot readings for y'all, I like to cover both, whether it's your social life for my social people who care about a specific relationship in their life, social or romantic or platonic, and then for my antisocial folks or those who just don't care about relationships right now. I like to cover in terms of like your career and just things that you have going on in your physical life that don't have to deal with people. All right, Pisces? So I like to cover all the bases for y'all, my friends. So let's just get right into this here, Pisces. Starting out your energy, funnily enough, right after I say that, then we pull the Lovers energy here for you. But let me cook here, Pisces, let me cook, because the Lovers is actually the most complex card in the tarot deck because of all the nuances associated with it. So I'm going to prove a point here. All right, we're going to talk, before we get into the social aspect with this, we're going to be talking about the physical aspect, right? Your career, projects you have going on here, and just your everyday. The Lovers is usually depicted by, of course in this tarot deck it's not, but it's usually depicted by like Adam and Eve. All right, if you are familiar with the story of it at all, it's, you know, it's the sense of where it's like, you know, taking the bite of the apple. We all kind of know where how things spiraled from there. But the point I want to make with this here, it's just like, you know, it's a sense of like all these different choices that you can make, and then the consequences or like the results from those choices here. So it really amplifies this message here for you, Pisces, where it's just like right now for you, you're at a place in your life of where it's like you could do one thing. All right, you could, for example, let's get a pulling card here, Eight of Wands coming in here. So for some of you, it might be in this place where it's like you could be making a drastic move in your life, in your career, or maybe in your quite little living situation here. And it would cause a lot of events to happen either way here. I do get like this message. I don't believe tarot should ever tell you how you should live your life, because I'm not the one living it. You are, Pisces. But I do get this impression here where it's like, you know, the Eight of Wands has the representation as well as like quick success, stuff like that. And so you could see this in a way where if like whatever choices that you have or that are going to be coming up this week, Pisces, it leans more so in a positive way if you were to make those choices. And so hopefully these two cards here can help you with your potential paralysis by overanalysis here, right? Because you can weigh out all these decisions, and because how much it could shift for you, you don't want to jump right into doing something, right? And so I feel like for those that choose to make a drastic change in their life in that way, a lot of positive events would be following. All right, now in a social aspect, Pisces, again, before y'all even get excited here, the Lovers can represent so much more than just love into your life here, right? So let's go a little bit deeper, clarifying this here. Seven of Wands, and then one extra card wanted to come out, so we'll take it, Pisces, which is the Queen of Pentacles, right? Yeah, Queen of Pentacles here, Pisces. So when it comes to your relationships in your life, you are at this point now of where it seems to me where it's like you're starting to, is wake up the word I want to be using, Pisces? You're starting to become aware, where there's certain relationships in your life that are starting to become a lot more apparent to you about who you really want to allow more closer into your life here. You have the Seven of Wands here, so it lets me know the complications behind it, where it's just like you may be noticing certain people in your life where it's just like, all right, you know, they may be a good person here, but you might be having questions on being like, all right, can I really trust this person? You know, this gives me very much so like the analogy, Pisces, where it's just like, you may, for example, feel obligated to family members in your life, but I feel like you're at this point now where there's like some type of relationship in your life that's really robbing you of your own personal joy with this Queen of Pentacles. And so it could be like a sense of where some type of relationship has reached its expiration date for now. All right, even in the back of the deck here, Pisces, we have the Seven of Swords. Yeah, the Seven of Swords here. And so to me, this is like a relationship that has just essentially run its course, Pisces. All right, a relationship that has essentially run its course. And so feels to me like even afterwards, we have my favorite card in the Minor Arcana here, the Six of Wands. Again, whether it's your social life or whether it's your career and just your everyday, Pisces, it feels to me like there's a reason as to why you're really craving a change, right? Because these opportunities that could really, or your mindset comes, isn't going to just be coming in willy-nilly. There's like a reason as to why you're feeling it, and the less you feel guilty about making decisions that are best for you as that Queen of Pentacles, the more profitable it's going to be for you. All right. So this is really a time, Pisces, where it's like you have to ask yourself the question of where, like, what facets of your life are you happy with right now? You could be, being sitting pretty on your social life right now. When it comes to your relationships, it could be something going on right now where it's just like, like things are fine. But then when it comes to your living situation or your career, you could be in this place of just desiring a change. Whatever facet of your life that is for you, Pisces, I don't care what it is. It's really pushing you to the sense of where if you were to make a change here, if you were to either cut people out or what have you, it would be really I guess prosperous is the word I want to use, but I feel like that's a little bit too grand of a word. Things that just essentially would be working out pretty fabulously for you, Pisces. All right. So let's continue on here. See what else we got for you, darling. We have the Page of Pentacles. All right. So maybe you guys are getting this sense when it comes to that change. Page of Pentacles, and it can represent, pages just in general represent new energy, but with that Page of Pentacles, like maybe you're feeling this desire of picking up a new project. Maybe you're deciding to like explore a new subject of some type, or perhaps exploring your options, right? That might be the best message I could really have for you to summarize this tarot reading right now, Pisces, is that don't be afraid of exploring your options right now. Your spiritual team is definitely trying to say, so like, hey, Pisces, even if you're happy right now with where things are at, don't be afraid of dabbling in something new here. All right. There's a reason as to why your spiritual team is consistently giving these implications to your Pisces, where they're just like, hey, pay attention to this energy here, try this out. All right. Page of Pentacles and then Queen of Wands partnering this here. All right. Definitely more so with my creative pursuits. Maybe you're having like making the decision in terms of going into like a new, again, I get like this sense of like some type of newness for you. There is this sense of like, by this next action that you end up making, it really gives you like a zest for life. I don't know if that really makes sense. And in regards to your social life here, this is more so how I would translate this Page of Pentacles. More so in this place of, I feel like you would just be a lot happier if you gave more of your energy to different folks. Does that make sense? So again, I'm really trying so hard not to like villainize just the other energy, the third party, darling, right? The second party, whatever the case is, because I really don't, we haven't gotten any heavy cards for you here, but I really get this message where it's like, you could be a lot happier moving on, from that, because I get with that Seven of Wands and that Seven of Swords there. I don't know. It just gives me very much so like you might be in like a relationship of yours, a certain type of relationship, Pisces, that like they may not be inherently toxic, but they also are not very conducive to your own personal growth. So for an example, if I start surrounding myself with people who just don't care about spirituality, they're all atheists. Again, nothing wrong with an atheist whatsoever. Like, what someone believes is none of my business. But, if I surrounded myself with nothing but atheists, the facets of my life when it comes to my spirituality, my career, like other parts of my life would end up suffering for that, right? And so there's just nothing wrong with those atheists at all. Nothing wrong with them whatsoever here. But there is this message where it's like, you could be happy here, Velka, with around these atheists, but if you don't be afraid of exploring other options here, because you probably could be a lot happier there, right? And that's again I get like as your overall theme for your reading here, Pisces, is that you would just be so much happier elsewhere, which I guess kind of sounds depressing in some ways, which I don't really mean it. Like, I don't really want it to come off as depressing. I just really hope this inspires certain Pisces to be a little bit more adventurous, to not be afraid of dipping their toes into new water, because it's like, sure, Pisces, you could think about all a million different worst case scenarios, but you can do that with anything. Even with what it is you're doing now, someone could develop. I could probably, challenge me, honey. Comment down below, Pisces, what it is that you do in your life, and I could probably create 5 different worst case scenarios of what would happen if you were to take a risk doing what it is that you're doing now, whether it's moving to your city, whatever the case is. And so I really want to just be stressing here, Pisces. If there's a facet of your life that you truly are just happy with, and like you don't feel as if you are making a personal sacrifice to make that work, because we have that Queen of Pentacles from beforehand, right? The Queen of Pentacles does not make any personal sacrifices, you know, and some people can see the Queen of Pentacles, Pisces, as selfish, greedy, you know, self-centered, Well, it doesn't matter. You know, to the Queen of Pentacles, she knows what her value essentially here, and she can have fulfilling relationships in her life. She can have fulfillment in all aspects while not having to take a part of herself and give it to somebody. Does that make sense? And so, example here, I can have a successful tarot career without having to take something, like to sacrifice something of myself to make that happen. Does that make sense? And so that's ultimately like the main message that I have here for you, Pisces, is that if you're unhappy with the facet of your life, don't be afraid of making that change. All right, because you just essentially would just be a lot happier. So I'm going to pull one more card for you just to summarize this tarot reading just in general, Pisces, but I feel like I've said everything I needed to say here. Again, I'm kind of curious about if you do feel like sharing, like what facet of your life is this talking about or trying to give this implication to, Pisces. I am actually really curious here. And then we have the Three of Wands coming in here. Follow the clues, all right? It's not going to be a coincidence, Pisces, if certain things pop up while you're scrolling on social media, scrolling through your feed, and you're getting like some deep inspiration. Maybe there's like a specific country or city that keeps popping up for you. Maybe when you're taking in tarot readings, everyone keeps talking about writing a book. You know, this is one of those times, Pisces, where it's like there's no such thing as a coincidence, darling, all right? So follow the bread trail. Is that the phrase? Follow the bread trail, follow the breadcrumbs, follow the money trail. You get what I'm trying to say there, Pisces, all right? Honor what it is that you're feeling, and because you're really in tune with your spiritual team right now. That Three of Wands is letting you know that they're leaving hints and clues, things that you could be following, all right? And it's up to you to follow that, but it's just like they're letting you know, they're dropping. You think about it like in Blue's Clues. If you ever watched Blue's Clues when you were younger, maybe some of my parents, my adults here, watch Blue's Clues now because of their kids, and it's just like, you know, the premise of it is like a dog that's like puts their handprint on different items, and you have to follow and track all those items, kind of that sense of analogy. But I'm going to stop here because I know my examples and my analogies can confuse quite a few people. So yeah, I love you so much, Pisces, and thank you for trusting me to read your tarot cards today. Hopefully something in here resonated, and I'll connect to you sometime in the near future, darling. Bye, Pisces.